All right. Well, everybody, I'm glad that you can be here with us this Sunday afternoon. I wasn't sure when I saw the countdown go into the record mode. There was a few second delay, so I didn't really know, you know. But anyway, aside from that, glad all of you can be here. Jan, because of certain technical issues that she's dealing with with her internet and her signal, she doesn't want to take the chance of being on camera because it may freeze on her. So she's opted to go ahead and go the audio route. I myself am going to be on camera. Me, in my case, it really doesn't matter. I can go on or off camera. It's not all that important to me. So, Jan, um,
Steve, thank you so much for
sure,
introing the show. Hi, everybody. Hey, Steve. How you doing today, Steve?
I'm good. I'm good. Hope you're.
Thanks, everybody, for being here on the Sunday afternoon chat. It's not going to be
Mhm.
a long show today, thanks to technical issues, but I appreciate Steve introing the show. It's always a pleasure to have him on. And by the way, for anyone new, if you've never heard of Steve's channel, you should check out the Everywhere with Steve Young 74 channel. He has a random channel, and many times I do go visit him on his channel and topics of interest, vital topics, fun topics, musical, whatever. It's a random channel. Steve, before I forget, I want to thank you so much for a convenience food. You know something, Steve? A lot of people think that convenience foods are always an abundant waste of money. That is not
No,
the case. No,
no,
no, and
not always.
capital and oh, no, not always. There are some exceptions. I want to thank you, Steve, for a specific product. If you'd be so kind to mention the product that you know I'm referring to, that I'm thanking you for.
Well, this was maybe 2.5, maybe 3 weeks ago, might have even been a month ago. I do shop Publix. I like Publix because of their freshness. I like their stuff, and I like to go there for their BOGO deals, their buy one get one freeze. So I happen to be scrolling over where like the Gordon's Fish and the Mrs. Paul's is and things like that. And I looked down, and it just so happened that the Gordon's line was all buy one get one free. I said, "Oh, this is interesting." I said, "Parmesan crusted fish." I'm like, "Okay, I'll grab one of those." I had tried Parmesan crusted chicken in a restaurant that's gone defunct, you know, about 15, 16 years back. But I saw Parmesan and I said, "You know what? I'll give this a try." I got that, and I got a bag of beer battered. Beer battered is also good. That's more of a battered. I mean, there's not really anything to elaborate on that, but except for the fact that they put beer in order to make the batter. But the Parmesan crust fish is really good. For all of you that have never had it and you want to try it, the next time you guys are out in the store, go over to the frozen fish section where they sell that and look for it. I think you'll like it. It comes out great in the air fryer. I put it on 400 degrees or 375, depending. And I usually put it on for about 11 or 12 minutes, and it comes out like a charm. I kid you not. So that's when I went ahead and I mentioned it to you. And I think you and I were talking or voice clipping or doing
Yes,
something. And you said, "Well, I'm going to go right this minute and I'm going to go put it in my cart." And I think,
that
and I think you
is
said,
exactly what I did, Steve. You know what fascinates me most about this? These are authentic fillets, Steve, as you know, not filler, not loaded
"Yeah,
up with mashed potatoes or something. This is the real deal. You
yeah,
are getting fish fillets, and the crust. You would think you're eating out at a very good restaurant. I was shocked. Steve, am I correct? There are 10 pieces in
there's
the
10
bag.
in a
Am I
bag."
right?
Right. So if you're by yourself, like, if you're somebody that's just you and you have 10 fillets, you eat two, that gives you 5 days worth of food right there.
Yes, they
Just
are filling and cost effective. How about folks with a family? What could they do with the 10 fillets? Wouldn't you say that's a lot cheaper than going to the restaurant?
Yeah, and let me tell you, I have, like I was mentioning to you yesterday, I have a seafood place. It's kind of like a Long John Silver's, but it goes by a different name. It goes by Captain D's, and it's really more of a play. They're based out of Tennessee, but they're usually found like in your lower southern states mostly. And it's above a fast food. It's not a restaurant, but it's not fast food either. And I used to like to go in there and get the country style fish, which is done up in cornmeal. But the last time I bought or ordered that, it was about seven going on $8. You got four pieces of fish. You know, you got your green beans, which I would order maybe a side of slaw or something like that. And but now I believe that same fish is well over $10. So,
Wow.
but I haven't been to Captain D's in probably better than 10 years. That tells you how long it's been or close to it. But no, $9. But in my case, basing it on the half and, because I still say BOGO is not BOGO, it's half and half. So even if you think about $4, $4, or 4.50, 4.50, but I'm getting 20 pieces of fish in that case,
Wow.
um, because of 10 and 10, two bags. It's that if I because I ate three a day, not two. So if you think about 20 pieces of fish, that lasted me what? Well, I didn't eat it both meals, but if I did, that's probably about six and a little better servings for one person. So, and that's pretty
Steve,
good, I like to
so
think.
delicious.
Yeah,
Thanks to you. I can't did I say or did I not say yesterday? Because we tell the truth to our folks. Did I not say I loved it so much? You happened to ask me that I this is almost embarrassing to admit, but I loved it so much. I had two a day, every single day for 5 nights in a row. I mean, 5 nights straight. I didn't even get sick of wanting it. That's how good they were.
that's how I was. I was doing it. No, I was when I had it, I was doing it for breakfast and lunch. I was eating it both times.
Amazing.
Hey, when I see or know good fish, if I like something that I really like and I know that it's not junk, which this is not, because you're getting a source of protein. I think two servings of fish, if I remember the protein count on the back, was like 9 or 10, maybe 11, which is not terribly bad for the size fish that it is. So, you know,
True.
and I'm a heavy believer in protein for meals, especially at dinner time, where the worst thing you want to do when you're asleep at night is wake up, oh, I'm hungry, what can I eat? Whereas,
Good point, Steve. A lot of people make the mistake of not having enough protein at dinner. And for a person, the way I would eat something for myself as a lady, two pieces were totally sufficient. You could put it on a bed of lettuce. You can make a little sandwich out of it. I mean, it is so good. And I'm not a huge fish person. So
yeah,
this is what surprised me the most. It didn't have that like fishy taste. It was just clean and perfect tasting. Amazing.
yeah, any of your Gorton's fish, the whole line. I'm not saying just these two in general, or even the fish sticks, which is great too. If and that's I know you ordered that. I do the fish sticks as well on
Yeah,
occasion, but the whole Gorton's line, no matter what it is, the haddock, the cod, flounder is probably one of my top favorites.
me
But I
too.
do like haddock and cod. I do like
Mhm.
a good pollock from time to time.
Paula.
But there's one called Swai, Swai. That's a very good one. I,
Wow.
but I myself am a seafood person. Not all seafoods. I do like your mild fish, like the ones mentioned. I do like shrimp. Lobster, I never could get past the sweet taste. For those that like it, I understand. Crab, crab, I have a love-hate relationship with, and I'll tell you why. If I don't have the proper dipping sauce with crab, like butter or something like they give you, mm,
Yeah.
I'll pass it up. But that's not something I'm going to go out of my way for, but I
No,
would.
winner, winner, fish dinner. I mean, a couple of times Steve has recommended some foods. And one thing about you, Steve, you will not recommend to someone else what you personally don't like. And I have to say, I respect that
No,
a lot.
no. I hope the subscribers out there don't take this out of content because sarcasm is a part of my character. For all of you that I'm hoping you guys know this. The only time that I would ever pass something along that I didn't like it was as if it was somebody that I did not like as a person. No. But no, all kidding aside though, if something is good that I think a good friend of mine or somebody or even family that I know should try, I'm definitely going to pass it along for sure. I mean,
So definitely invest at about $9 in general for a bag, 10 pieces. Just throw it in your air fryer if you have an air fryer. If not, you can just toss it in your oven.
yeah.
Very convenient. If you have a family, I mean, to me, it's cost effective. Do the math. Even if you spent $5 per person on family members, and there were like five of you all together, multiply and all the math with that math, all the money you could be saving. So in some instances, convenient food works out. In
Hmm.
some instances, it really, really does. So I want to let you know that I truly appreciate that. I think there
Yeah.
was something you liked too, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, in the course of the other day, I mean, I had known about it for some time, but never, you know, put one step forward to do it. But I did the other day. So, in the course of looking at your video where you were talking about the Happy Belly instant coffee, and I went and looked at it and I noticed the price. I said, oh, it's come down a little bit in price since then. It was like 380, 372, it was 370 something. Now it's 367. So I bought a bottle of that, and I also bought. I'm going to just show you guys. This is something called a Pizzelli. This is an Italian, um, very light, very not so sweet tasting waffle. They're
Yum. One
Italian,
word, yum.
and so I ordered those two things. I got the coffee. Matter of fact, I tried a cup the day that I got it. And mind you, I had been to BJ's and bought a 14-ounce container of Taster's Choice, which I like as well. And with a discount, with a $2 off coupon or $3 off, I still paid 11.99. Now, based on the price of the Happy Belly, I can get two jars of the Happy Belly, the same amount of the Taster's Choice for $2.62 a bottle. No, wait a minute. Let me refigure that. No, I think it's more like $4.62 a bottle. Yes, because 7.34 would be the cost of two bottles of Happy Belly, and 11.99 with the coupon for the Taster's Choice. So yeah, I would be putting over $4, close to $5 back in my hand, and I'm getting almost the same coffee. No, the Taster's Choice is a little bit slightly less kick than the other one, but one good thing about instant coffee is you can adjust that to your taste.
Yes, and that's why I feel that I fell in love with this Happy Belly instant. Believe it or not, Steve, a couple of my viewers, because I oftentimes goof on that I have like my 25-cent cup of Joe, my instant coffee with Jan show. I personally refuse to sit down and spend over $1 at home worth of coffee. No, that's if you do all the math. This is really cost effective, and you are correct. The taste can be adjusted. It tastes so close to brewed for an instant cup of coffee.
It
It is
can,
amazing.
yeah. Actually, the another alternative to this Happy Belly, we've spoke about it. I've bought it on a couple of occasions. It's pretty similar to what you get at Aldi. Aldi has an instant as well for like
Love it.
319 or whatever it is. But I have an Aldi, but it's not exactly around the corner from me. I would have to go a good 6 or 7 miles out to get to it. But I do have one. And I like going to Aldi, especially for their canned goods. I can pick up a can of green beans or a can of, you know, mixed veg. Is it mixed vegetables? Well, anyway, I can get their canned goods, their vegetables, a lot of the time for about 55, 56 cents a can. And when I usually go and stock up, and I usually spend close to $10 on some canned goods.
Right.
Because I'm in Florida, I gotta be on cue all the time. Okay,
True.
so
Especially now with, hurricane season and everything.
not too far away. June actually is the start of that, so we're not far out.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. My goodness. There's a dessert of yours, Steve, that I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes, now here's where convenience versus a little bit of an extra step, but yet there's a tremendous flavor difference. Want to talk a minute about your wonderful banana pudding?
Oh, the custard. Yeah,
Yes.
I happened to try something the other day. It just so happens you can I can take an old video that I did a year and a half, 2 years back, and I'm actually able. I did it as an experiment. You're actually able to schedule something to go on your community tab on a certain day at a certain time, just like we do the videos that you and I both put up. You know, I don't upload as much as I used to. I'm primarily really more just a Saturday person now, but I am thinking about incorporating the Tuesday and the Thursday back in. But how I would do that is upload an old video to community tab on a say on a Tuesday or a Thursday at a certain time. And I did that with my vanilla custard recipe last week.
Right.
And I got a couple of three, you know, comebacks from subscribers. One said they were jotting down the recipe. Another one said they were going to take some like vanilla wafer garnish and put over the top, which I've never done that, but that would be good too. You know,
Yum.
so I've always made the banana pudding straight out. But I will say this: I do like to when I make the custard, I do like to let it cool off a little bit. I like to eat it not exactly cold, although I do like cold custard or pudding, but I like to eat it almost lukewarm.
Right.
Not warm, lukewarm, so it's kinda like in that neutral position. That's really where I like to have it. But it's very good, and if you wanna make the pudding a little bit richer, all you gotta do is add another 1 or 2 egg yolks to it. There's no harm in that.
That's awesome. I mean, that's like taking wonderful to the next level. And
Yeah.
with Memorial Weekend holiday, with the out, people eat a lot of times in their backyards and stuff. That banana pudding sounds, amazing. Banana custard. It sounds so amazing, and what a nice thing to make for your friends and family.
Well, I'm not even gonna get into pudding versus custard. I I hear one has eggs in it and the other one doesn't, which I don't know how true to word that is. I mean, I really don't. But I don't know about banana custard, although that's probably technically, if you go by, you know, the egg content, that's probably maybe, we don't know
But
the
I
more.
would still refer to your recipe as a banana pudding recipe, in general. That's the way I would, interpret
That's
it.
the way I've always known it. I've never heard it called banana custard. That's not saying you couldn't say it, but you might throw some people off like, huh? Huh? What? So you
Yeah.
might throw, because everybody knows it as banana pudding. That's how, so that's, so like I said,
Amazing.
it, and
Well, yes, Steve, is there anything else you would like to add to anything
so
today?
like I said, basically just channeling back to what I said a couple of minutes ago, I am taking old videos that I did a year and a half, 2 years ago, back in the earlier days of when I first started. Some of my recipe Tuesdays, in fact, too, because I have had some requests for that. I am going to be putting those in the community tab, so you guys will have, because I want to resurface some of my old videos that I did for Recipe Tuesday, and they were rather good.
Absolutely.
You know, like
May I just ask you very briefly about your last night's dinner? It turned out really good, huh?
yeah, what I did last night is when I didn't use cube steak. This is the second time I've made the that it's like a Salisbury steak. What I did is I used something I bought it at the store. It was on markdown. It's called prime rib burgers. Now I was a little hesitant about getting it because I have had prime rib, as we all know it. Um, Love-hate relationship there. I like it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to have it. I would much rather just have a nice ribeye or a good sirloin or something, you know, or New York strip, a halfway decent cut of meat, or even a good tenderloin, which that's another story within itself. People think it's a lot of money, but if you think about it, you can cut that down and look how many you're getting out of it. So it's not as bad as you think. You pay more up front, but what you get out of it, longevity, you got to look at it that way. But when I made this, I put it on, I took some onion, I cut it up, I sauteed it in a little and shallow pan fried it in the olive oil. Then I did my hamburger patties the same way, the prime rib. And then I just put it in the slow cooker. I layered it, you know, the hamburger patty, onion, hamburger patty, and then I took the cream of celery and the cream of chicken, combined it in a pot, mixed it together, incorporated that in, and then took the beefy onion and sprinkled it across the top, the Lipton soup mix. Now, when you do the celery and chicken, you want to add about a half a cup of water to that to dilute it just a little bit. I like cream of celery soup. I don't know, don't think that I don't, but I do want to try cream of mushroom. I would actually prefer that a little better. So I'm going to try that next time with stew meat. So if you guys ever want to try that, definitely try it. Do consider putting it in the skillet and sauteing it or caramelizing it up a little bit before you put it in your slow cooker. It does bring the taste out more because this one did turn out better than the last one. I cooked a total of 8 patties, just like last time. There's only one left.
Wow.
And then you can take that liquid and incorporate it and put it in rice saroni. And it's rather good, or zatarans or whatever you want. So it turns out pretty good. I am more than happy with what turned out.
Delicious, comforting. You get to regenerate the sauce into another future recipe. It doesn't get any better than that.
No.
Steve, I want to thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate you always.
Mhm.
And thanks
No problem.
everybody else for being here. Without you guys, there'd be no show.
Right. That's
Well,
correct.
because of all the technical difficulties, I fear going over to another video clip. So we're just going to part company now, everyone. Thanks again, Steve. Everybody take good care. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.